Hello and welcome back to Mo the Taropist. This is your girl Mo, and I am back with another reading. Today's reading is our career and prosperity reading for the 10th house and 2nd house placements. And this particular section of the video is going to be for Aries, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. Other than there being 2 fire and 2 air signs in this group, there is no other reason that they're together. That's just, I'm getting ready to write, and those are the signs that came to mind as I was getting ready to type the threads. So now I am recording this and typing this on the 6th of October. It is planned to be posted on the 9th. For threads, and then maybe Thursday evening, Friday early morning for this extended video is when you will be watching this. So overall, the energy I was getting for this group is that there's a lot of stress surrounding money. There's a disconnection. You could be healing the way you look at money. Trying to look at it as a more ebb and flow situation and not so much of a, this is what I have. And that's taking a lot of patience from you in order for you to truly see what it is that's coming forward for you in this section of life. You have the 3 of Cups here. And that talks about, and it's in the reverse. So the interesting part is it genuinely or generally talks about like a third party or too much of something, like you're overbalanced in something. Where in this case, I feel like you're releasing that overbalance. You're currently in that conflict mood or mode, and this holding on tight, and you're fighting with yourself about needing to let go a little bit more, not holding on, because holding on creates the vibrancy that you're trying to let go of. You're trying to train yourself of a new vibrant, a new frequency. And you may be struggling with how things are going to look, but there is harmony, there is peace, there's evenness on the other side. There is you eventually or essentially or at some point releasing the burdens that have been holding you back. Because you have the 10 of Wands that came out here twice. Okay. So you are learning to hold or let go of the things that are holding you back. You're learning not to be too trusting of those that come forward and to be a little bit more cautious about how you network. And that in the past has, affected your finances because you guys probably were in a network or a partnership or a business partnership where they did not show up in the way they had expressed. It's giving like when you are looking for jobs and the job application sounds amazing, you go in for the interview, and the way they describe the job, the vibe you get from the office or the work environment is just off. The energy of the people you interview with is a bit off. So while the job was good on paper, the energy didn't smell right for you. There was a little stench. Something was smelling fishy, if you will. And so you, when it came to a business or something, could have even been a friendship, but you could have been that friend that was giving with your finances. So if you were up, your friends were up, and it was a party for everybody. Well, you had friends in your circle that stayed simply so they can have a piece of your coin. And in this case, it ended up breaking you down. This could even be habits, where you're overindulging in certain habits like partying, ganja, dancing. And when I say dancing, I mean like going out and dancing. If you like to partake in watching girls dance, then fine, that could be part of what you're overindulging in. But you're putting your money in the wrong places, or in the past you could have put your money in the wrong place, and so now you're trying to see a better outcome or a better way to be putting your money. Just remember, not everything that's presented to you is truly what it is that you need or your soul is desiring right now. Since we're doing this on the full moon, or I'm recording on the full moon, I'm going to use my Moonology deck. Okay, what is the message from the Moonology deck in regards to Aries, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Aquarius, 2nd and 10th house placements? So you have the new moon in Aquarius bringing love into the situation. So if you're operating out of fear, out of stress, out of anxiety, Spirit is asking you to stop that, to slow down, to move forward in a space that comes from love. So when you stop and you slow down and you ask yourself, I want a new job. Does that excite you or does that terrify you? If it excites you, then you need to take action. If it terrifies you, that's your soul, that's your gut, that's your body telling you, no, that's not the right move for us. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. New moon in Capricorn. So there's a lot of this new moon energy, although we're filming in the energy of the full moon, and this will be released on the last day of the energy, or the full moon's energy last day feel. I don't even know how to describe it. There's a 3-day post period after a full moon and a 3-day pre-period after a full moon. Same thing for retrogrades and other planets, but sometimes depending on the planet, it could be a week prior that you start feeling the energy, as far as like the extensiveness of when it comes out. It doesn't matter. Whenever I try to do any of these readings, I always have something comes up. Something is like interrupting. So if you are a person that has been grinding, it says your hard work is paying off. If you've been grinding and not seeing a lot of effort and feeling like this is becoming more of a burden than a joy, and you're wanting to give up on something, this is you needing to slow down and like take a refresher, take a rest, rejuvenate yourself, see your passion again, and then move forward. But as I was saying with the new moon energy, even though this is filmed and being released within the energy of the full moon in Aries, there's a lot of new moon energy because your next card is the new moon in Pisces. And that is usually indicative of needing to, and then the new moon in Scorpio at the bottom. It's about creating. I still want to say releasing. A lot of people say the full moon is about releasing as well, because there's a lot illuminated at that time. It's usually not a good time to start something new. May you be wrapping some things up from previous projects, yes. But it's usually generally not a good time to begin a brand new project. You got an idea last night. It's not the time to start something during a full moon. But you have a lot of this new moon energy in your reading, which essentially tells me that you do have the right energy surrounding you in your birth chart through the planets that would help you stay aligned with what you're trying to manifest. You have the new moon in Pisces, which says meditate and contemplate. So like I was saying, don't just rush off and do the next best idea that's in your head. Take a little bit of time to get some plans in order, to determine what it is that you are needing in order to move forward with that same step. determine what is holding you back, because then you also have worked through your fears. And I was telling you, you have some fears holding you back from what you truly desire. Then you have the full moon in Sagittarius underneath the new moon in Scorpio. And so they're wanting you, your spirit team, your guides, my ancestors' guides, spirit team, they're wanting you to look and see the bigger picture and what it is that you're trying to manifest. Like, what is it that you're truly desiring? You may have started something where your hard work is starting to pay off and you may be reaping the rewards now. However, it's not entirely what you wanted, right? It's not 100% what you thought it was going to be, or there's something quite or slightly off about what it is that you wanted, what it is that you desired. And now you're having to slow down. Make sure you're operating from your heart chakra and your root chakra. Make sure you're grounded and you're taking time to connect with the divine. And then meditate and contemplate. Connect with your ancestors. Connect with your guides, your spirit team, your spirit animals, and see exactly where they're trying to take you. What it is they're wanting to show you. Which direction are they feeling you need to go or aspire to go through in order to come out on the other end what they need you to be for the next section or sector of your life. Because life operates in chapters, and there's a lot of things that happen day in and day out that we just don't always connect the dots to. And so this group fives are very significant. And so it's vital that you just take the time to really slow down and look at what it is you have manifested. What is the conflict? What isn't feeling right? What is the burden here? What are the things that you like about the situation you're in? What are the things that you don't like? And talk to your team, contemplate, meditate with your team about those things that are weighing you down in the current situation and your next steps to get out of that weight. Because your spirit team doesn't want you to be weighed down. In fact, you have the Nine of Cups as the near future card in your finances. So with the Nine of Cups in your near future card, your cups are going to begin to overflow. You're going to be in a cycle of fulfillment. And if you keep the trajectory in the right angle, the same place you're going or you're headed towards, if you keep the same stamina, you're going to end up reaping a lot more than what you expected to sow. So it's very important that you're patient with yourself and you don't rush through things in a way that could prevent your best and growth in your finances, to prevent your more stable income. You don't want to do that. So make sure 13:31 on the clock. Make sure you are taking the time to apply yourself in a way that feels fit for you. All right, Aries, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. I hope this reading resonated for you. And if you didn't happen to watch for your 10th or 2nd house, could you let me know down below in the comment section so I can see how it resonated for you as well? May peace and love fill your heart, and may there be many blessings to you and yours. See you around. Hey y'all, welcome back. This is your girl Mo. And I am back with another reading. Today's reading is the career and prosperity reading that I have posted up on Threads. Now, right now I am in the stage where I pre-record most of my things and pre-post most of my things and then put them up there. Whether it be for Threads or anything else. Interesting. So this is a lot more than what I was going to take, but I just feel like there is, if you are a Taurus, this is for sure for you because we have Taurus energy here. So this reading is going to be for Capricorns, Leos, Pisces, Tauruses, and then this is going to be for 10th and 2nd house placements. 10th house is your main career sector in your birth chart. 2nd house is just another area of finances. The way I look at the 2nd house is more of how you're going to spend your money, and then how other people, surrounding you, partnerships, how their budget money flow will affect you. So if you have a partner with any of these placements, or these are your placements, then you're going to want to make sure that you check out your partner's placements as well. Okay, so I already posted the threads reading for you. All right, so moving forward from what I have already posted on threads, there is this block, the stagnation is going to be lifted quickly. The stagnation is going to last no more than 8 months. I know 8 months sounds like a really, really long time, but it could be longer. But I'm also hearing as early as 8 days. There is the Hierophant here, so there's something very important about you going back and looking at your tradition or the way you typically run things, the structure, the brick and mortar of something, the flow. There's like a wave here with the cards. The cards are going up and down, up and down. It's almost like an emotional roller coaster. While you are in the position to manifest and create new blessings off of the old blessings you have already created and you are currently reaping the rewards from, there's a new sense of planning, a new sense of direction, a new sense of getting your ish together. Now, I'm holding 3 cards in my hand that I wasn't originally going to pull, but something told me just go ahead and pull them because I got a glimpse of the Sun card. So a mini read here would be, in the past you were in a very happy, harmonious situation. And currently you are manifesting, like working really, really hard on your manifestations. This is giving me an energy of I've manifested something before. I've created something out of nothing before. And I'm working really hard to do it again. You're planning really hard. You may be overdoing it at this time in your life. You may be actually being called to take a step back and not to push forward too much harder, because then you have the Chariot in the reverse, so that at the bottom of the deck. So that does talk about slowing down and making sure you have a clear direction forward. You may be feeling like you don't have the ability to slow down, like, because the strength card is in the reverse. So I want to say like the strength, the willpower is more of the word I'm looking for. But you may feel like you don't have the willpower or the drive to slow down. Like you feel like your drive is always on 10 and it needs to remain that way. But it's really important that you make the choice now to slow down and actually clarify some things in this structure that you're building. Planning is essential. You have the Hierophant and the Two of Pentacles came out, or Two of Wands came out 2 times. So it's very essential that you take some time to plan. You're going to end up trapping yourself in a situation where you're feeling stuck, resentful, reluctant. I hope that helped you figure out what word I was trying to say, because I feel like I said it wrong, but I might have said it right. And the Hierophant came out again. And I'm not, you can't see me, but I promise you I'm not like Ooh, let me see. Ooh. That's not how I'm taking it. No, ma'am. No, sir. No ham. No bologna. I don't have time for that. I really enjoy the sound of shuffling the cards, so I will sit here and shuffle until something comes out or draws their attention to me. Okay. Anyways, essentially, though, what I'm getting is if you don't slow down and nurture the things that you actually want, the wish fulfillment, the fruitfulness, the desire is really going to affect your future. And you may feel that as well, but it's going to affect your future more if you're on grind mode all the time because you're not giving yourself time to rest and allowing more ideas to come to you. And these could be ideas to sharpen the ideas that have already been presented to you. We're moving on to the Moonology deck. This is and what I would use is like more of a clarifier. So let's go ahead and get this party started. You could also look at this as advice. So you have South, sorry about that. You have South Node. Don't let your past hold you back. You could be feeling weighed down by the choices you've made in the past and feeling like if you don't work hard enough now, you're going to end up in the same situation. You could also be a person that has the trauma or the memory, however you want to look at it, because maybe it didn't traumatize you, right? But the trauma or the memory of a parent figure, and maybe a single parent figure, whether that be a mom or a dad, grandma or grandpa, but they misuse their funds, their money. And so you may have this fear yourself where you are going to slip up and you're going to slip up too far. It's going to be like an avalanche, and you're not going to be able to pick yourself up. And Spirit is saying you're going to do that even if you run yourself ragged. So make sure you're slowing down and taking time for yourself to make sure your emotional energy is grounded along with your action-orientated energy. So your ability to take action, but your ability to stay true to who you are emotionally, with your integrity, and so on and so forth. And you have this natural nurturing nature to you that is going to be stifled if you take too much time stressing over your finances. There's something here that you've been praying and manifesting for that if you just go in your day-to-day life, trusting that the universe, your ancestors, your guides, and God has got you, things are going to work out, but you need to not run yourself ragged. That's the energy I'm picking up from this pile. There's something about making sure you get the rest and get your emotional groundedness. So the things that you're looking for, the ideas, I'm hearing grants. So if you're wanting to go to school, there's something about slowing down so you can see the right grants. Something about slowing down and reading the fine details so you can find the right job, so you can find the right thing. There's something about slowing down here. There's something about this bag being beautiful, but it's not going to be a quick handout. It's going to be something that you could easily miss because it comes in so slow, so stagnant. 10:01 on the timer. Then you have take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. And then you have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Aquarius. Bottom of the deck, we have the energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. So there is something that you have really been working to manifest. And lastly, you have the gibbous moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. You may be having a hard time with this blue moon in the reverse that says believe in the impossible, believing that everything is going to work out. Then you have the new moon in Taurus, And it says prosperity lies ahead. And how can that come out in a career and prosperity reading? All right. So I don't need any more confirmation. 11:01 on the clock as I'm telling you that. I know that everything that I have said has landed with those it needs to land with. If it did not land with you, there is more work within your soul you need to do. And as I was wrapping that up and I glanced over, there was 11:11 on the clock. Not no more because that was 5 seconds ago. Anyways, I want you to know that you have a wealth of abundance here. You have the fish coming out again. So there is something very, I don't even know what the right word to say, but just thinking about this energy, I'm getting chills. It's miracle. There's something so miracle-esque about this that you're going to be baffled. And if you're a person that's connected to somebody that's very spiritual or might be trying to remain, I'm going to use the term woo-woo, but maybe you're not really like that, but you're a person that is connected to somebody that is indeed like that, it is your time to take heed to what they're saying, because I feel as though this person has been telling you that you need to just breathe. Just let it go. Things are going to work out. We continue doing our best. If you need help with something, ask for help. Especially 12:33, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. So especially if you're a person that is not out here misusing or trying to get a one-up on somebody by taking their funds when you don't really need it. Like, as long as you're not being like that, or when they give you funds, misusing the funds for other things that aren't really going to be beneficial for, like, long-term. Like, if you're not doing those things, then there's not a reason for you not to ask for help. So it's vital, forgot who they're talking to besides Taurus. It's vital here, Taurus and Capricorn, Leo, and Pisces, that you guys really work to get this to be what you've always wanted it to be, because there's a beautiful blessing here for you. All right, I hope this reading found you well. I hope it was full of lots of little nuggets to help you get through until the next time we meet for another career and prosperity reading. If you're interested in these monthly, let me know down in the comments. I was thinking maybe every 3 to 6 months, so that could also be something you tell me down in the comments. But tell me what you think about career and prosperity readings being monthly, 3 or 6 months. And with that, I will end this video with lots of love and light, and wish that you are filled with many blessings to you and yours. May peace and love find you and fill you with gratitude. Hello. Hello and welcome back. This is your girl Mo, and I am back with another reading. So this group is going to be the Virgos, Cancers, Scorpios, Libras, placements of the 10th and 2nd houses. So I already did a little reading on Threads. So if you have not caught it, go catch it on Threads. If you did see it and you're here, I'm just going to jump right in. So if you feel like you're missing a chunk, excuse me, probably because you are, because it's on Threads. You just heard me click it for an update because I have it scheduled for Thursday. Anyways, so okay, so just a quick wrap up of where we were. So there was a sudden shift in the finances. With this sudden shift, you are going from once being able to give freely almost to being in a position to need to hold on more tightly, to have more security, more, this may not be the right word, but it's a word that's coming to mind, and I don't really know the meaning of this word or if I'm going to be using it correctly because it's not a word I usually use. Craft. So something is going to be more crass than usual when it comes to finances. And you have the Ten of Pentacles also in the reverse. So ultimately, there is going to be a wish fulfillment, especially if you end up moving away from what no longer serves you. There's going to be an emotional fulfillment that comes in. Karmic, something about karmic cycles being ended. There's something about people surrounding you that don't really wish well for you, blocking your blessings. Something about somebody wishing, hoping for a less abundant lifestyle. I don't know what that means for you or for them. If that's not you wishing that upon yourself, then that's somebody else wishing that on you. Like they want you to be in a less abundant lifestyle than you are in. You may even have an inkling of who you think this may be because they have the Queen of Swords here. She's a very intellectual, intuitive being, and she, oh, I forgot my train of thought because my dog was barking and I couldn't hear myself think. Man, annoying. Something alerting you. Could just be a lot of confirmation in what I was saying, but it was too much at this point. There's a lot of discord or disconnection, feeling left out in the cold. Or you could be a person that once had it all and now it's gone. You could have been a person that did not spend your money wisely. And now you're working really, really hard. You may be in a stagnant process of working really, really hard, but mentally trying to get yourself out of this energy. You're feeling like you deserve more, you desire more, you crave more when it comes to certain things, but financially you cannot obtain those things. We have the Chariot card here connected to the Sagittarius energy. And we have the Queen of Swords that came out again in a different deck with the Page of Swords. So there's a lot more new energy coming in. There is definitely a lot of conflict, a lot of disconnection, a lot of discord, a lack of rest. It's going to be very important if you want things to be successful, especially your healing, the healing around your finances, if you're wanting that to be successful. It's very important that you set some of these things to the side because then you have the Emperor here. You're going to need to take action and be able to connect with the right people. And it's going to require you to be able to understand yourself, but also understand that other people do not always have your best intention. And you're going to need your ability of discernment. You have something about speed here. There's going to be something that happens quickly. It's very swift. It comes in and it's swift. It almost sweeps you off your feet. It like catches you off guard, almost. You could be tracking your things, your steps, the things that you have to do next, your to-do list. I don't usually do that when I'm reading. Usually I can stay pretty focused on like the energy here that I'm reading. And then the Tower came out in the upright. So there's a lot of sudden shifts surrounding your finances. A few more cards, please, Spirit. Okay, they listened. I said a few more, and they gave me some more opposites. The excuse me, the High Priestess is at the bottom of the deck with the Queen of Cups, and both of them together, they definitely scream very intuitive. You could be a person that has not been listening to your intuition, and it's very, very important. It's very vital at this time that you are taking the time to listen to your intuition, because you have the King and the Queen of Wands both in reverse and a lot of the conflict cards here. So that means you're not trusting your gut, you're not listening, you're living in the cycle of fear and not creating. There's something that has been in your mind, in your notes. With this Page of Swords, these are very fruitful ideas, and because we are in a career and prosperity reading, these ideas could be things that could make you a millionaire. These are ideas that not very many people have had and coming up in their sector of belief to be able to be true, if that makes sense. But you had this thought, you had this vision, this idea, and God gave it to you because you were going to be the best person to implement it. And you're sitting. So in Britt's Third Eye Tarot, the Tower card is the woman with her knees to her chest, her arms around her knees, and her face buried in her arms. And that is what I'm seeing you doing now, surrounding your finances, surrounding where you are in life. You're just like, you're exhausted, you're depleted, and you're stressed and overwhelmed. And I listened to this prayer today that says that, honey, you're not stressed and overwhelmed because of all your to-dos. You're stressed and overwhelmed because of all the ideas that are sitting in your head, that are sitting in your notes, and you're not getting them out there. That is what's keeping you in despair. This is what's keeping you from creating new things, because you're thinking it needs to add up or be just the same as the last thing. And Spirit is telling you, no, you're preventing yourself from going on a new journey and seeing the new fresh starts, the new fresh balances that can come fruitful in your life. Then we have the Three of Cups reverse, the Sun and the Moon. I need to flip the moon in the front, sorry. So those tell a story of its own. There is something that you have been releasing when it comes to finances or the pains or sorrows from your generational line. And something within that has been illuminated during this full moon, and illuminated so brightly that while now it's a weight, it feels heavy, it's something that you're going to eventually be able to release yourself from. Now, this isn't making any sense to me, so if it's making sense to you, I really need you to let me know down below so I can know how my channels are making sense for everybody. But in this case, it's really just feeling like things are being illuminated so you can use them to shine brighter. You are being illuminated by the moon to shine in the sun, to be in the spotlight. But there's something about being in the shadows by yourself in the light of the moon, being illuminated by the moon. I don't know where you are located, but that full moon last night was quite bright. And it was like so bright because I was traveling through the desert, and there's like no lights, no street lights or anything like that when you're in the desert. So I was traveling through there. There's no lights or nothing, but it still was so bright that I could see the silhouette of the mountains. And I even told my husband, like, this is crazy that it's so dark yet so bright. But I feel like that's what's happening with you. You're in the dark right now, but yet you're so bright. The other people around you can see how bright you are. And you are going to be stepping out in your full sunshine, your full light. And you're going to eat everything up and leave no crumbs behind. Put this from the set. I'm going to wrap this up. Okay, we're going to leave it like that. So we have the full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. So if you're needing financial help or assistance of any sort, whether it's just asking for $5 or legit trying to go down to the security office and get some extra funds. However, if you're in the U.S., I understand times are rough. They are so rough. So in the light of that, I just send positive healing vibes to everybody, and I want everybody, sorry about that, to know that God is not going to let you fall if she, he, it knows that you are writing so hard for yourself. 1212. If you are so hard writing for yourself, if you are grinding so hard for yourself, and not just grinding in the physical sense and the mental sense, but also giving yourself time to rest because you value your temple, God is going to provide. God is going to let it shine. God is going to put it down for you. I know because he's put it down for me. And I'm in another position. Okay. Sorry, I had kids interrupting me. I honestly think that's part of the reason why I give up on trying to do tarot, because anytime I am trying to focus, like even if I'm on the phone, dead ass quiet, not talking to this person for a long time, and then as soon as we start getting into a real deep conversation, then they always want to interrupt me. Same here, we were getting so deep and they wanted to interrupt us. Anyways, as I was saying, there is a blessing that God has for you, and he's not going to let it go. You just need to make sure you're doing the work. I know because I had to do the work, and I'm still in a position where I'm needing to do the work to obtain more blessings. 1333 on the timer. I want more things, so God is saying, okay, but here are more things you need to work on, or if I give you these more things that you want, you're not going to use it right. So we're talking about career and prosperity. Finances are just automatically enrolled in that. Like it's just looped in. And so you are going to build something that is going to be long lasting. While right now may feel glim, meek, dark, there's something bright and beautiful and fruitful on the other side. And I don't know about you, but for me, I've been praying a lot for the place that I live in. I've been praying for myself, my family, and honestly, the country, because it's such a hot mess. And without getting too deep into it, for them to have us so blinded by what the global state actually is in comparison, and then they think that they could keep us blinded is crazy. So the same with this energy on your career and finance reading. There was something that you're slowly emotionally letting go of, and you may not be being so receptive of it either. You may be trying to hold on to what you know is not good for you, but there's a huge, with this full moon in Aries, there's a huge light, even in the dark, on something that you're not wanting to see. And this is going to be something that you have to acknowledge, you have to see, you have to let it shine in order for you to move forward, because you are wanting something that is so extremely beautiful that if you get it now, if you get it right now, the beauty is going to end up being tainted by the lack of understanding of certain blockages that are holding you back. And if you're wanting a reading to know more detail, I suggest booking a general personal reading and just putting in the comments when you book that you want to dig into your blockages. And then I got you, boo. I got you. Okay, so this next card is Full Moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. So there is something quite beautiful on the horizons, I'm telling you. You have the new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Full moon in Aries. A fiery climax approaches. And then the bottom of the deck, you have the full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. So there's a lot of full moon energy here for you guys because there's a lot being illuminated in your career. There's a lot of changes. You guys could be teachers. A lot of you guys could be teachers or government workers or somebody connected to the government with this government shutdown in the U.S. There's going to be a lot of changes and shifts in the way those kinds of careers look moving forward. And I wasn't going to say this, but I'm being drawn back to it. So you and your loved ones are safe actually came out in the reverse. So if you're a person that's feeling like, I probably should not stay here in like 3 months. I should probably figure out how I'm going to get the funds to move somewhere else. I'm telling you, these kids are working my nerves. They're complaining because I'm telling them to clean up their room. They don't want to clean up their room, but they want to help me cook dinner. And then I'm like, well, I'm waiting for you so you guys can help me cook dinner. But y'all keep whining every 5 minutes about how you don't want to clean up. What the heck? I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to end up cooking dinner without them. And then they're going to be sad because they couldn't help me cut. And then I'm going to be the mom that can't win nothing. 18 on the timer. Jeez. But anyways, your full moon is really illuminating a lot of things because specifically we're talking about career and finances. It's illuminating a lot of things in your career, finances, and prosperity in the coming months. All right. I feel like that is it for your reading. You need to believe in the impossible, believe in you, and believe in the things that you have been praying for because conclusions are within reach. Things are coming to an end, cycles are closing out, and the answers are coming, which I feel like that was here somewhere. Maybe it was in the last book I read. But things are coming forward. Things are going to be made clear, and then you'll be able to make the proper choice for you. May everything you have been desiring come to you fruitfully. May things come to you with ease. May you feel yourself full of love, joy, and prosperity. That's key today. And may you find patience and peace with the journey of life. May you have many blessings to come. Peace, love, and light.